Oh, are we live? That just cough on air. All right. Let's go down to Jerome's. So we said at halftime when the Vikings were up 14-0 that the Texans would make a charge, and the Vikings had to do their best to hold them off. And we also said good teams win games like this. Great teams win convincingly. It's very early in the season, but I think that the Vikings of 2024 might be a great team. And that's amazing, isn't it? And everything about it is none of these wins are flukes. The Vikings went on the road. Always tough to do no matter your opponent. Week 1, took it to the Giants. Week 2, put the bang thing on San Francisco 49ers. And it should have been a lot more except for the Aaron Jones fumble at the 1. Fully get it. And now the Texans win. The Texans are one of the best young and impressive teams in the league. C.J. Stroud is a top 5 quarterback. And the Vikings just eviscerated the Texans. I mean, there's no other way to put it. The Vikings, from soup to nuts, impressively just beat the living bejesus out of the Houston Texans. And there's no other way to say it. The Vikings, all right, you don't want to call them the best team in the league. That's fine. But the Vikings are playing like the best team in the league right now. Offense, defense, teams, everything. Everything is rolling right now. And I don't care about all of the huffle and puffle from the national media jabroni haircuts or all the haters and the losers, or, hey, even Vikings fans have said that this team is going to go 5-12. Slinging Sam Darnold is playing like an MVP right now. Straight up. This defense could flirt with history. And I was born too late for the Purple People Eaters, but I hear they were aight. The Zimmer Hellfire defense was great for a couple of years. This is the best defense that I've ever seen the Vikings play. They are multiple up front. They are aggressive. They play fun team defense. They play their gaps and responsibilities. No one's playing hero ball out there. And with the depth, you get so many different looks. It's just really special right now. It's just really special. And I don't want to say that I'm vindicated, but I will. So I understand that we are the purple, sipping on the purple drink, purple Kool-Aid channel out there. Fully get it and embrace it. But everyone poo-pooing on the Vikings this offseason. Oh, Kirk Cousins is gone. Oh, Daniil is gone. Oh, the Vikings are going to have the number 1 pick in the draft. Actually, we got to put that out. All of the hope and the love that we had, seeing that and calling a spade. This roster is talented. Kevin O'Connell is a quarterback whisperer. Even without J.J. McCarthy, this team's looking really damn good. Alexis Nadela, $2 super chat. Skol. Bennett Durham Klein, $2. Stephen A is going to shut his mouth right now. I'll never do that. Derek Baker, $20 Canadian. Number 1, this is the closest to a complete team we've seen in a long time. Only weak spot, Bradbury and Ingram. Agree. But thankfully, we do get Dalton Reisner back. Eligible week 5. Actually, hold on. I have to find that. I have to find the thing where... I have to find the thing where they said that we would finish dead last with the number 1 overall pick. 4-13, my ass. Please. Child, please. This is a good pod right now. I know. I'm sorry. Screw it. All right. So, got a question or comment? Toss a couple bucks in the super chat, and we'll get to it. John Lee, $10. Got their O-line so scared they kept jumping. And that's what's really surprising too. So Laramie Tunsil is one of the best left tackles in the game, and he was just a mess. He had 5 penalties. I mean, a couple of them were just procedure, him not getting lined up, but false starts galore. And also, respect to the U.S. Bank home crowd. because they effectively push the Texans out of field goal range with those 4 straight penalties. It's just really good, man. Brandon Conrad, $10. What up? All right, so takeaways from the game. This was a statement win, and Vegas still had Texans as a favorite, and everything about it is that, hey, Texans are good. C.J. Stroud probably should have been an MVP candidate last year, and Flores just completely wrecked him. Like, I mean, he was on the sideline with his head in his hand. He threw his helmet, and they just got after things. They effectively shut down Nico Collins. Stephon Diggs had himself a decent game, but I think that was by design. I think that Flores and this defense were content to give Stroud everything underneath and just take away Collins and Tank Dell deep, because that's basically what they did. I mean, Nico and Tank had a couple deep catches in garbage time, but basically, especially once the Vikings got the lead, they knew that the Texans were going to get they're going to try to push to get back into this thing, right? But I mean, 2 deep safeties and playing the boundaries, everything underneath, like you're not going to have a 14-point play out there. And you could see Stroud getting frustrated, hanging on to the ball too long, taking 4 sacks. Oh, by the way, Vikings. All right. So takeaway number 7. So the Vikings right now have 16 sacks through 3 games. The record for most team sacks in the season is 72 by the 84 Bears, not 85. The 84 Bears, and the Vikings are on pace for 91. Bart Butler, $5. This feels like 98. Low expectations. Lowered expectations. A recycled quarterback, elite wide receiver, opportunistic defense. I would agree, but this defense is even better than 98. Like way better. Like 98 was like you said, opportunistic. This is a shutdown defense. I think the Vikings lead the league in points per game. Pretty sure. And also, hey, I was told from the 2002 haters and the losers that point differential matters, and the Vikings lead the league in point differential. Juan Carlos, $100 Mexican. That's right. We need to sign Kwesi, Kevin O'Connell, and Brian Flores forever. Skull. If Brian Flores does not get a head coaching interview this offseason, everything needs to be re-examined, because that's just irresponsible. I understand the lawsuit. I understand Tua. Don't care. Brian Flores is a true leader of men, but selfishly, like, if he doesn't get a gig, that's fine. Stay here. Long time with this defense, man. Thomas Larson, $5. It was so amazing to see everyone cheer for Sam Darnold come back on the field. He is America's quarterback. He absolutely is. And I did love that, where Darnold, got rolled up by Daniil. Now, I don't think it was a dirty play. And obviously, I don't think Daniil intentionally tried to hurt Darnold. It just sort of is what it is. But I'm glad that he popped up and was able to finish the game. Marcus Quinton is $2. We got Stu going, 50-yard doink field goal. That's right. Will Rockard, bank shot, baby. That's right. How about that D, baby? All right. So yeah, that defense was absolutely out there and just shutting down one of the most impressive young quarterbacks in the game. Texans were 4-14 on third down, held under 300 yards. But a lot of that was garbage time as well. So I mean, just a really impressive day by this defense. The Beasley interception, the Camus interception early on, what should have been the Camus strip and Gilmore recovery early on too. I mean, there's a lot to like. Absolutely a ton to like here. The Jefferson-Darnold connection. So Jefferson was quiet in the second half. I do hope that there's nothing about that jam finger that is anything. But Jefferson had a couple third down drops, but you saw how the Texans adjusted at halftime. I mean, he had all of his stats in the first half because they let him run free, and just sort of is what it is. But also with everyone, with Jefferson getting attention, everyone else was able to get loose a little bit. Naylor had that touchdown. Johnny Munt caught a touchdown. Aaron Jones was running wild. So when one door closes, another door opens with this offense. Jonathan Hagelin, $10. Who else will the Vikings have to beat to get taken seriously? It's a pretty good question. So just look at the schedule. So before the year, everyone was talking about, this is the schedule of death. The Vikings going to start 0-5 or at least 0-6. But we said it at the time, things change. Teams change from year to year. Are you actually scared of the Lions? No. The Rams have too many injuries. Are you scared of them? No. Colts? No. Jaguars? Titans? No. Packers? It's going to be a hell of a game. Bring it on. The Jets? Maybe. We'll see. The Cardinals are going to be better than people thought. The Falcons, no. Bears, absolutely not. Seahawks, going to be tough. At Seattle. Then the Packers and Lions again. I fear no one on the schedule. I fear no one in the NFC. And the Vikings right now are the most physical team in the National Football League. Both sides of the ball. They play with a chip. They play with an edge. And no one wants any piece of this right now. They just don't. A couple. Miguel, $5. It was a while since the last time I saw that almost perfect game building up that point differential. Yeesh. Tom, $5. Hell of a game. Surprised Chris Boyd didn't have penalty. That would have been so on brand. Derek Baker, $5. Speedy Nailer again. Would have had two, except Aaron Jones had the pick and roll. It was so stupid. He literally looked like a college power forward setting the pick and then rolling, showing his hands, man. Jeff Fuller, $5. Jones runs angry. He did, and I was sort of disappointed. The split between Jones and Chandler, but I think part of it was a hot hand thing too as well. Yeah. Jerry Whitesell, $10. What up? Get with the paint, $5. Will the thrill, kiss the uprights. That friggin' epic as far as the Vikings kickers history. Yeah. Also, what's awesome? Just how loud that clang is. Like, it sounds like a gong. Bong. I love it. Like, you knew that thing was going in too. Like, it was just slicing just a little bit, and you're good to go. Man. What else are we talking about? Oh yeah, takeaways. Sam Darnold MVP. Now, this is not insane. Like, Sam Darnold's leading the league in touchdown passes right now. Today, 17 of 28 for $181. Passing numbers are down across the league, mainly due to Brian Flores. 4 touchdowns, like we said, a 119.2 quarterback rating. And entering the game, he was top 10 in all quarterback statistics. I mean, wouldn't be shocked if he's top 6, 7, maybe even 5 in most of them after 3 weeks. And it's not insane. It's absolutely not insane to say that Darnold is playing like an MVP, especially against last 2 weeks against two of the best defenses in the NFL. It's pretty damn amazing. Also, Aaron Jones still has that juice. 102 yards rushing, 5.4 yards per carry, plus 5 catches for 46 and the touchdown. Just had himself a great game. And also, you know that he's ramped up because, oh, looky, who's up on the schedule next? At the Packers. It's going to be a hell of a game, man. Bring that ish on. I'm so sorry that you got to play Tennessee. Kevin O'Connell's in his bag, so some of that play calling was ball. So I love the 4th down call because it worked, and also because Brandon Powell wasn't doing a tush push. Plus the counters of the counters and just the way that he schemes guys open and creatively. There's a lot of things thrown out there, like Jefferson in the backfield. Aaron Jones at the Z or at the X spot on that Jalen Speedy Nailer touchdown that got taken away. I mean, there's so many creative and interesting things that Kevin O'Connell is doing right now, and guys are allowed to get better. And you saw, like, the first 2 years of Kevin O'Connell's head coaching and play calling career, there's been ups and there's been downs, but now, like, he's really feeling himself. Like, there's something different about this offense, man. Plus, you get Addison, Hawkinson, and Reisner back. Come on, baby. Derek Flacco, $5. Skull from Jersey. So happy to see them win by more than a touchdown. Yeesh. And plus, once they got the double-digit lead, they weren't content. Like, you could have just kicked that field goal instead of going for it on 4th and inches. 1877 Chad now. $5. Jalen Nailor scored me a touchdown. $240. Vikings Nation tax. Woo. Parlay. I will say this. So I am someone who puts a jelly bean or two on sports. I don't like how they've effectively turned sports betting into a video game. Just on your phone. But argument for another day. Nick, $5. Can you shout out my buddy Schnur? He just passed away. Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. Shout out Schnur. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Prayers out to you, man. You'll be all right. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. Next, historic pass rush we talked about. Most physical team in the NFL. So the offensive line is really good run blocking right now. They're running a lot more gap concepts. So in your face, off the ball, run it down your throat. I love that. Setting up play action. Darnold's look like one of the best play action quarterbacks in the league right now. And also, maybe it's not so much, hey, because remember, Kirk Cousins is one of the best play action quarterbacks in the game. Maybe it's Kevin O'Connell. Also, all of this has to make you feel good about the future with J.J. McCarthy long time. Having O'Connell here, man. But with the offensive line, like they're pushing guys around, pass protection, man. But defensively, I mean, they allowed 38 yards rushing. Part of that is game script, though. 12 of it was Stroud. But this defense is fun. The front is multiple. And you can make good cases the best front seven in the league. Hands down. Get with the pay at $5. Whoever the guy who caught that pass was, he stands 1 for 1 in the NFL. It's also a double doink for being a potential 2 for 2. I mean, yeah, the guy who caught the ball and put it underneath his jersey. I mean, just let him keep it. Who cares? What's it going to say? Oh, it was underflated. This was under 12.5 PSI. There'll be an investigation. I don't know. But also, what's great about Darnold, too, is that, stupid shovel passes aside, if the play's not there, you don't see him forcing it. And that's something that Darnold has done throughout his career, where even at USC, like his redshirt sophomore season, the Jets and the Panthers, like he tries to do too much. And that could be the downfall of Sam Darnold. But he'll just throw it away. And I know that that's disappointing for fans, but it's better to live to fight another day versus pulling a Will Levis. Trying to force something to make it happen, and then all of a sudden you end up in a terrible game-changing situation. You got pick six, interception, hospital ball to your receiver. Nah, it's no good. It's no good, man. So, I mean, Darnold, he looks comfortable. He's making great decisions. Like, the Naylor and the Munt touchdowns were great because he was just back there, bouncing on the balls of his feet, going through his progressions. Nope. And when he makes a decision, freaking rocket in there, man. Like, that Munt touchdown's in front of 3 defenders, right? But he threw it because he knew that he was going to complete it. Like, this wasn't a F it, whatever situation. Like, he knew that he got that one, man. That's really freaking amazing. Cloud mode, $5. A team feels different than 2016. 2016 had a lot of dumb luck to start fast. Skull. Yeah, that's the comparison that we always go back to. The 2016 Vikings started out 6-0, except there was like fluke plays all over the place, like fumble sixes and punt returns for touchdowns. And you could see that that team was not good. And they ended up 8-8. That was a slinging Sammy Darnold year. But I mean, this team is different because, like I said, they're playing as good as anyone right now. They're the most physical team in the league. Defense travels. Run games traveled. Sam Darnold playing tough, efficient football. That travels. Justin friggin' Jefferson is unguardable in the first half. That's amazing. Joshua Cutler, $2. Is Jefferson okay? He doesn't look normal. They said something about a jam finger, but, I mean, receivers deal with that stuff all the time. Tamil Johnny, $5. Will the Thrill? That's right. From way downtown. Bang. Or clang. Aline Atkins, $2. The Brian Berserkers, the Flores Furies. We'll have to workshop that. Yeah. But as fun as this was, I mean, we're on to Green Bay. All right, and now, starting off the divisional slate. Yeah, I mean, the Packers. I don't believe in the Packers. I think Malik Willis is having his passionate moment right now over the last 2 weeks. Glad he beat his former team. But this is going to be a great test. And, yeah, the Niners, one of the best teams in the NFC. Texans, one of the best teams in the AFC. But you got to handle your business in the division. And starting fast and stealing one on the road to get one up on the Packers and the division, great place to start. All right. And now, like, everyone thinking this team could start at 0-5, they have a legit shot to start out 5-0. Week in, week out, the business is the business. They play fun, fast, free, physical football, and they're having so much fun together, man. And that speaks to culture. That speaks to character. That speaks to everything that O'Connell and Kwesi and Flores have built. It's glorious, man. Fire Killer, $5. Gink. That's right, baby. But that's it. Vikings triumphant by a lot. 34-7 over the Houston Texans. Stay tuned. We're going to do winners and losers. We'll be out soon. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you, everyone who tossed a couple bucks in the super chat. Desmond Jones, $10. It's Crystal's birthday today, and Purple got the win. Is Crystal your wife? That's my wife's name. Awesome, man. I love it. Happy birthday to Crystal. And this team is for real. This team is absolutely for effing real, and I'm fired up.